How do I find an employment lawyer? Hi, everyone. This is Chris McKinney, Texas employment lawyer practicing employment and labor law in San Antonio and Austin, Texas. Today, we're talking about a very threshold level question that a lot of employees find themselves asking, and that is, how do I go about finding an employment lawyer to help me with either my ongoing questions about my current employer or if I've been fired, potentially representing me regarding employment law claims. So let's get into that now. Looking for an employment lawyer is different than, say, trying to hire someone to help with a personal injury or a simple car accident, something of that nature. Anyone who's turned on the television or seen billboards driving down the street knows that there are more than enough lawyers available to help you with your car accident claim. Employment law is a little bit different. In any given city, there may only be a small handful of attorneys who represent employees in their employment law claims. So let's talk a little bit about how to find them. The first thing that you need to do is before you pick up the phone and start calling, pick up the mouse and start clicking. Do some internet research. Start on Google and start researching employment lawyer near me, that sort of thing. You're going to be looking for employment lawyers that specialize in representing employees. Most employment lawyers who work for large firms represent large companies or medium-sized companies, the employer side of the business. What you're looking for are typically going to be lawyers who practice as a solo practitioner or in small firms who represent employees. And so you'll want to do that research online. Another great research tool for you to use is to visit the websites of the National Employment Lawyers Association, or if you're in Texas, of the Texas Employment Lawyers Association. Both of those websites have find a lawyer type features where you can search and find a lawyer near your zip code who exclusively represents employees with their employment law matters. That's a great place to start. Another question that you want to look at is whether or not the employment lawyer that you're looking at is board certified. Now, not every state provides board certification to lawyers. Texas does. So if you're looking for a Texas employment lawyer, one question that you might look into is whether or not the lawyer that you're looking at is board certified in labor and employment law. Doesn't mean that there aren't fine lawyers who aren't board certified, because there are. And it doesn't mean that every lawyer who's board certified is going to be the best lawyer for the case. But it is some indication anyway that that lawyer has spent a great deal of time in their career dealing exclusively with labor and employment law matters. Now, once you find a lawyer or two that you want to speak with, the process may be a little bit different than if you've ever contacted a lawyer for a personal injury matter. Employment law cases tend to be very fact specific. So when you contact the lawyer, it's not unusual at all for that lawyer to ask you for additional information regarding the facts of the case, or to have you fill out a somewhat lengthy questionnaire before you come in to meet with the attorney. This is perfectly normal. And it's just caused by the fact that employment law cases are so fact specific and often have a very convoluted fact set that the lawyer needs to work through with you to determine whether or not you have a claim. Now, once you've contacted the attorney, once you've filled out the initial questionnaire information, then it'll be time to prepare for your initial consultation. And that's something that we'll take up in another video coming up. If you have any questions, or if you need to contact an attorney regarding a labor and employment matter, feel free to contact me at my website, www.themckinneylawfirm.com. We deal with these issues exclusively every day, and we'd be happy to hear from you. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.